Good morning. We talking about ethics in the state of Maryland. Well, I'm not from Maryland. I'm from Illinois. I came here straight out the Illinois Department of Corrections in 1991. We're talking about Operation Greylord. That's what we did in Chicago. Well, 2026, we're going to do it here in Baltimore. That's David Trone. That's the Supreme Court. Horrible mistake to overturn Roe versus Wade. Well, they never said nothing about Dred Scott. So in 2026, we talking about Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? That's Operation Greylord in Chicago. I participated in that in 1982 territorial drug dispute. They gave my guns and drugs back so I could sell drugs. I didn't go to jail till I wanted to stop selling drugs. These is footsteps for justice, and it ain't gonna be just us no more. And I did it through the legal lens, so we can't say that it ain't right. That's leaders of a beautiful struggle. That's our black leadership. That's Annapolis. And like I said, 47 more days till session. Yeah, sign or die. That's 9 weeks with Dr. Karson, all right? And that's Dr. Karson's. And these is our elected officials bending towards social justice. That's Xavier Conway, the clerk of the court, all right? You got that? Clerk of Baltimore Court. And that's the Supreme Court, 2007. Now, the clerk of the court had this. His grandfather had this, all right? And that's me to access the Supreme Court. Right there, my store on Falls Road, Davis versus Illinois, Dred Scott, 2026. That case was about Scott Schellenberger and the money y'all made off mass incarceration. Whistleblower, the movie. That's Whistleblower, the movie. And it's notarized. That's the United States Senate, all right? And like I said, it's a criminal breakdown of your criminal enterprises, your judges, your lawyers, and your politicians that are participating in white supremacy and Jim Crow in the Democratic Party. That's Johnny Oleski, and he asked for an investigation. And this is the money behind mass incarceration, right here. The money behind mass incarceration. That's Judge Bell. Ask Judge Bell about me. That's Scott Schellenberger. That's Johnny Oleski and Bill Ferguson. That's Brooke Learman, state of Maryland. It's all right here. Political prisoner, N62528. That's notarized. That's Brooke Learman. That's Jamie Raskin. That's Hoyer. That's Alpha Brooks. Yeah. And it's all in the book. You feel me? It's all in the book. That's Ivan Bates. Community in Crisis. You feel me? You can QR code it. We went from enslavement to mass incarceration. Michelle Alexander gave you the book. I made the movie. And I named the players. Don't hate the game. Hate the players. Black Arts District, Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle. Y'all want to go page by page? Because that's the Maryland Black delegation. No, that's President Biden in the Department of Justice. And that's Governor Westmore. That's Governor Westmore. That's Governor Westmore. And that's the Maryland Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts. And right here, clearly states, this is to prove I was making a movie about your racism in the judicial system. That's notarized. That's commode emotion. All right. We're going to the ethics in Baltimore. You feel me? That's President Barack Obama. That's the Baltimore City Inspector General. That's Lester Holt from NBC. That's 2019. And that's 2023, President Trump. Like I said, I got my witnesses. When I mailed my mail off, it came to their house. When I sent it off, I sent it from their house. You feel me? We're going to do a postal inspector and a postal investigation. Y'all talk about the diary of Anne Frank. Well, we're going to talk about the tapes. And we're going to do it through the legal lens. Y'all kidnapped me from my family. Y'all stole me from my daughter. I ain't seen my granddaughter in years. And I got great grandkids now. That's Frank Boston, 2007. All right? My store on Falls Road. That's March 2007. All right? And this is the Department of Justice, Patrick Fitzgerald. That's the state of Maryland, Governor O'Malley. And that's 2009, all right? Out in Randallstown. That's 2007, Jailhouse Diary. That's Dennis Sawyer. That's the FBI on Roosevelt Road. Like I said, everything is documented. The money behind mass incarceration. So just like Chicago and Operation Greylord, I did it here. That's the Lake County Courts. That's Judge Bridges, Judge Rossetti, Judge Hall, and Judge Foreman. Ken LaRue, Mr. Bailey, and Karen Levy. 186 days. Y'all knowingly lied to the grand jury. That's Scott Schellenberger and Michael Waller. Baltimore County, 86 days. Bobby Zirkin, Izzy Pataki, Judge Turnbull, Judge Janae, Judge Souter, Judge Papaya, Pat Young. Everything is in Governor Westmore's office. Everything I got is in Governor Westmore's office. I'm an artist and I get shit done. That's President Trump. That's Governor Westmore. Y'all doing the same dog and pony show y'all did when Congressman Cummings was in office. Well, now I'm in the seat. I'm driving the bus. I'm looking for exoneration of the Supreme Court. I'm the cook in Baltimore. Remember that. Never bite the hand that feeds you. That's Sheriff Fisher. That's Scott Schellenberger. That's Kate Lee O'Malley. And that's your Senator Jackson. And that's the Creative Alliance. Like I said, I was making a movie. And we got all the stars in the show. That's Theroux. That's Izzy and Scott Schellenberger. That's Marilyn Mosby. That's Francott. That's his running mate. That's Kwesi Mfume and Brooke Learman. Kwesi said investigate. Brooke Learman ain't did nothing yet. And that's Anthony Brown. And everything you got to turn over. Yeah. We went from enslavement to mass incarceration. And that's what's happening in this nation.